Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Child Development Podcast. And of course, we are in season 2, exploring episode number 4, where we're looking at setting boundaries, that is discipline versus punishment. Of course, in certain lenses, we might look at the two having a thin line between what we call disciplining a child and also punishing them. But obviously, in today's conversation, we have our resident expert, as usual, Professor Yamba, who is a human capital and childhood development expert. And he's a leading expert in the child development conversation that we've been having in this podcast from season 1, and now we are in season 2. So today, me and him, we're going to dive into the critical differences that you and I need to note between discipline and punishment, of course, emphasizing the importance of positive discipline techniques, clear expectations, and most importantly, effective communication. Professor Yamba, welcome to the Childhood Development Podcast.
Thank you, Emmanuel. It's nice once again to be here as we share information to the parents out there.
Absolutely exciting.
Remember again, we are not talking theories.
Yes.
We are talking practical things.
Practical things. This is what defines and also makes our podcast
Absolutely.
very unique.
Because remember, you, the parents, you define the kind of society that we are. It comes from you, the parents.
Indeed.
Nobody else.
Indeed.
The educators, the teachers, and so they simply add. But otherwise, you define it all.
Yeah.
Because the first 5 years, that's what matters most.
Matters most, indeed. So whether you're a new parent, a seasoned caregiver, or anyone dedicated to nurturing the growth and well-being of children, this episode is packed with valuable insights of you've already heard just from tips on the iceberg that Prof has shared. This is going to be a loaded conversation, of course, packed with practical advice. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's embark on this conversation, discover how setting boundaries with love and respect can guide our children towards becoming confident, responsible, and empathetic individuals. To begin the ball rolling, Professor Yamba, make us understand discipline and punishment.
Okay. Let me go back a little bit.
Yes.
To season 1. Episode 1 under season 2.
Okay.
Where we talked about parenting styles.
Yes.
You recall?
I recall very well.
Yeah, we talked about authoritarian parenting.
Yeah.
Then authoritative parenting, permissive parenting, and uninvolved parenting.
Well, those ones are stuck at the back of my mind.
They're stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, obviously, the authoritarian parents are those who think that discipline means punishment. Okay?
Yeah.
So, what is discipline? When we say discipline, what do we mean?
Yeah.
It's about teaching and guiding children to develop self-control and positive behaviors. That's what discipline means.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean beating your child, shouting at your child. It doesn't mean that. You just have to define boundaries.
Okay.
What your child must do and must not do. With love. Okay? Then punishment focuses on penalizing negative behaviors, often without teaching how to improve. So these are the authoritarian. Authoritarian parents.
They use punishment as a mode of discipline.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But they don't even teach how the child must improve. They think that by punishing the child, somehow the child will realize and just improve themselves. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. You are simply planting fear
Yeah.
in your child when you use punishment as a way of discipline. And I think let me share just a little bit what that means when you plant fear into your child.
Yeah.
Remember, in this podcast throughout, it's really centered on cognitive development.
Yes.
Okay, that's the ultimate.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, what are some of the potential impacts when you use punishment as a way of discipline? Okay. You are actually causing impaired cognitive function in your child. Because chronic exposure to fear can interfere with the development of this function, cognitive functions, like attention, a child being attentive, memory, and the executive functioning. The child may have difficulty concentrating, learning, and retaining information.
Learning and retaining information.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that is what punishment can do, because you are implanting fear in them. The other thing is emotional regulation. Yeah? Fearful experiences can disrupt the development of emotional regulation skills, leading to difficulties in managing emotions such as anxiety and fear. And this may result in behavioral problems and challenges in social interactions. And obviously, when your child has problems in social interactions, then they cannot connect. Okay? There is also altered brain structure. Prolonged exposure to fear and stress results into certain hormones. As you know, the body produces some hormones.
Yes.
I don't want to go into all those theories, but those that can affect the structure of the brain, particularly areas involved in the emotional processing and the regulation. Okay? Then, of course, the long-term effects, according to research, that early life stress and trauma can increase the risk of developing mental health disorders later in life.
Far-fetching consequences.
Exactly. There are a lot of consequences there. So a child may have anxiety disorders, depression, as well as what is called post-traumatic stress disorder. So this is what punishment can do. And therefore, parents out there, we are saying that do not punish your child, but discipline your child. I hope I've made that clear.
Absolutely. You have definitely set the demarcation.
Yes. So remember that discipline aims for long-term behavior change and development, while punishment often seeks immediate compliance. Yeah. There are these parents. I'm sure people out there, everyone is
connecting the dots. Having experience of both worlds.
Yeah. So, don't seek for immediate compliance. As a parent. Okay? Discipline fosters a positive parent-child relationship, whereas punishment can lead to fear and resentment. The child will resent you. I've talked about, what fear means, the impact that it has. Is that what you want in your child?
Definitely not.
No.
It's a scary imagination.
It's a scary.
Having you mentioned all those negative consequences that punishment can lead towards the cognitive development of this child. I don't think there's any parent who's watching us right now, whether they're in the punishment mode or not, would want to instill such forms of discipline.
I really don't think so. I hope not.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please, Prof, carry on.
Yeah. Okay. So, I think we have defined what discipline and punishment are.
Yes.
Yes.
So now, Prof, from the definition that you've given us, of course, now you've helped us understand discipline and punishment.
Yes.
All right. And obviously, you've also indicated why it's very important for parents to understand these distinctions. Okay. So now I'm thinking, of course, you've given us 2 case scenarios. How can parents shift? Now, I'm bringing the aspect of the mind here. So how can parents shift their mindset from punishment to a more discipline-focused approach?
Okay. Yeah. So, in other words, what you are saying here is promoting positive discipline.
Okay, which you've already alluded to.
Positive discipline. So, that's what you must promote. So, you must encourage your child rather than criticize them.
Yeah.
Okay. So use positive reinforcement to encourage desirable behaviors rather than focusing on mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, your child will make mistakes, and isn't it normal?
I mean, they're inevitable.
We don't we make mistakes ourselves?
Almost every day.
Every day we make mistakes. Okay.
Will they be hitting our head? I wish I didn't do this. Yeah.
Exactly. So in the child, don't focus on mistakes at all. Yeah. But try to encourage. Then, of course, also teach problem solving. Okay. So help children learn to resolve conflicts and problems on their own, promoting critical thinking and autonomy. Okay. So this helps, it helps in promoting this positive discipline. Then, of course, consistency is key. Apply rules and consequences consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the child can remember all the time.
It must be a repeated behavior.
Yes,
pattern.
so that you help them to understand expectations and they build trust. Yeah. Be patient. Understand that learning new behaviors takes time and patience.
Indeed.
And it does. So reinforce positive actions and guide them through setbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So patience. Parents, be patient. There are many parents there who are not patient with children. Yeah. This is a child who is learning. Yeah. So do not expect too much from the child. Yeah. The child depends on you. And so you must guide them properly. Yes, apply discipline, but do not apply punishment. Yeah.
Indeed. So thank you, Prof, for sharing those effective, positive discipline techniques that we as parents or parents-to-be can use to encourage self-regulation, problem solving, and empathy in our children. And obviously you have provided some of these examples on how we can help children understand the reasons behind these rules that we set for them.
Yeah.
And obviously, like you've indicated, there must be reason and also consequences that are instilled in the mind of these children.
Yes.
So it's done repeatedly.
It's done repeatedly,
and it
yes.
becomes a formed pattern of behavior.
Correct.
Yes. Now let's come to the subject matter of setting expectations. All right. So having drawn the line between discipline and punishment, obviously if you take the discipline route, you must set clear expectation.
Yes.
All right. So that there is positive reinforcement in changing bad behavior to good behavior.
Yes.
So why is it important to establish clear and consistent expectations for children's behaviors? And as you are responding, how can parents communicate these rules and boundaries in a positive and respectful manner?
Yeah.
Not some of us who grew up with commandos, we are receiving orders.
Yeah, Emmanuel, it's very important as a parent
Yes.
to set clear expectations. And therefore, you must be an authoritative parent. Yeah. So you have defined boundaries. Yeah, how far the child can go.
Yeah.
And that is important. Okay.
Yeah.
And of course, you must ensure that you establish clear age-appropriate rules, because a 2-year-old, for example, is different from a 3-year-old, from a 4-year-old, a 5-year-old, and beyond. Okay, but anyway, we are restricting ourselves to 5 years. So, depending on the stage, set things clear according to that age. Okay, that will help children understand. Okay. And then, of course, explain the reasons. Why are you doing this? Yeah. Always explain the reasons behind those rules.
Yes.
It will help the children understand their importance.
Indeed.
Yeah. Because if you don't, you've just set the rules, but you don't explain why.
You've set those rules.
You set those rules. Children will not understand, and they may misbehave. Yeah, because you have not taught them why it is important. And so, child is a child, so they will try to do something opposite to what you have said, because they want to experiment.
Yes.
Because you didn't tell them what is important. Okay. Then, of course, the other thing is that in your setting clear expectations, involve them. Involve the children.
Involve them.
Okay?
Yeah.
So involve them in the rule-making process to increase their sense of ownership and responsibility. Well, they're part and parcel of these rules. Yeah. And even when we reach adulthood, many times, even in our work environments, sometimes in HR, as the management personnel are making rules, they involve the employees so that the employees understand clearly.
Exactly.
Yeah. When you're coming up with a code of conduct, for example, many times management will involve the employees as well, so that when they break one of the rules, they understand the consequences. So it is important. And so at that stage, in the early stages of our human development, it is important, and particularly for the parents to do the same. So involve the children. Then reinforce those rules regularly. So regular review and reinforce rules to ensure that they understand and that they remember. Yeah. So that is important. You have set the rules, and so you sort of reinforce by reviewing regularly, and that ensures that the children are getting it. That, if I do this, these are the consequences. If I do this, these are the consequences.
All right.
Yeah.
So from what you've shared, once these clear expectations are set, and then there is that consistent engagement in reminding the children, that there is a reward for both good and bad.
And bad,
behavior.
Yes.
So then, in this, from this perspective, does this promote a sense of security and stability in children?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, it reinforces stability and security. You know, they feel safe to be with you. Yeah, they feel safe to be with you.
Yeah.
And when you come back home, they want to be with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't be the kind of parent who, when you arrive home, children scamper in all directions.
Saddam Hussein has come.
Saddam Hussein.
Idi Amin has arrived.
Yeah, no, let the children feel secure. Yeah.
Yeah. Indeed.
And of course, when they feel secure,
Yes.
they will become good people. You know,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you want your child to grow into a good person
Yes.
who will contribute to society positively.
Yeah.
So be positive to your child. He will also be positive to others. Yeah. Remember,
it's a ripple effect.
Exactly. Yeah. Remember that your child, when they become an adult, they are a reflection of yourself.
Yes. Indeed.
As simple as that. They're a reflection of yourself. You, the parent.
Amazing. Reflection. So I'm now thinking.
Yes.
Wherever my daughter goes to, their outward behavior is a reflection.
Is a reflection of you.
Of me. And my wife.
Yes, of course. The parents.
The parents.
Yeah, both father and mother. Yes. Yeah.
So let's look at the aspect of effective communication. And obviously, through and through in our conversation, I think this is one of the repeated conversation that we've been having.
And it is important that we keep repeating it because we want parents out there to pick it up.
Yeah.
And not only parents, but everyone.
Everyone else.
Yeah, everyone else, including our leaders, policy makers, and so on.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it plays a very fundamental role.
Yes, it does.
Can you discuss the importance of open and effective communication between parents and children? Now, I'm asking this question because some of us, we grew up in environments where there were no communication channels with our parents. Like, you couldn't communicate to your parent, or you could pass through maybe your older sibling, or if your mother was a little bit flexible, to get through to your father. All right. Yeah. But in raising our children in today's age more than ever before, and we are talking about the aspect of childhood development. So how can open and effective communication between parents and children play an active role in developing their children?
Yeah. Obviously, open dialogue and effective communication ensures that the child does what you want them to do. They will do the right thing. If you are not communicating effectively, if you're not open about your communication, then you are leading the children to another direction. So that's the most important thing. You want your child to do what they must do, something that contributes to their own, well-being, the well-being of the family, and so on. So that's how important that is. So you want to encourage open communication, where children, as I've mentioned before, feel safe to express their thoughts and feelings. You want to practice active listening. Remember, I think in the last episode, I also talked about active listening. You must be an active listener as well, as a parent. So that way you are teaching, good discipline. So give them full attention.
Give them full attention.
Give them full attention. Exactly. Reflect on what he said and respond thoughtfully. So you are helping your child. This is a positive discipline that you are instilling in your child. Then, of course, address issues calmly and respectfully.
Yeah.
Respect your child. I have repeatedly said the only difference between you and your child is that you landed on earth earlier than them.
And them. But other
Yeah.
fundamentals,
You're the same. So respect them.
yes.
Be calm. Okay? Be calm when you are talking to them.
Yeah.
Avoid raised voices or heated arguments.
Okay.
Yeah. Because this is what they pick up. Yeah. If always you are raising your voice, there's always heated up. That's what they'll pick up.
Yeah.
Is that what you want your child to be?
Absolutely
not.
Yeah.
Okay? Show empathy. Yeah? Show empathy and try to understand the situations from your child's perspective to build mutual respect. Okay? So this way, you are fostering open and effective communication. And that way, you are building positive discipline in your child rather than punishment. So be an authoritative parent.
Yeah.
Rather than an authoritarian parent.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Fostering effective communication. And
yes.
Obviously, from what Prof you've shared,
yeah.
When you are an authoritative parent, obviously you engage into open and effective.
You engage, yes.
Communication.
Engage your child.
That brings about form of dialogue.
Yes.
And obviously, as you're communicating with them, you're giving them that attention, and actively listening forms a pattern of respect, understanding, and obviously they feel loved, that their feelings are also taken care of.
Oh, yeah. And that is so important in these little ones.
Yes.
So important. And you just see things happening the way you want them to.
Yes.
Yeah. You see things flowing your way. Yeah. So,
and
we are...
It's interesting, because I'm just thinking of my daughter Gabriela. She's 3.
Yes.
I remember one day, just outside there, I was going for work. She wanted to follow me, so I was pushing her backwards. She just told me outrightly, "Don't push me." Don't push me.
Yeah.
So then I was like, "Oh no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, if I want something, you give me." That's what she told me.
Yeah.
And the mother was surprised. Like,
yeah.
This is the level that we've reached.
Yes.
And at some point again...
And it's good you said sorry.
Yeah, I said sorry.
Because children, they must learn to say sorry as well.
Yes, I said, no, I'm sorry. The other time I grabbed the iPad from her. Said, if you don't... said, Daddy, give me the iPad. I said, no. If you don't listen, I'll beat you. Yeah. So, Prof, let us look at consequences. And obviously, in your earlier sessions, you had mentioned of using consequences.
Yes, natural consequences.
Effectively. So, how can parents use this dimension effectively to teach their children about accountability and responsibility? And obviously, we'll be looking at it from the aspect of logical consequences and why they're very important.
Children must know that if they don't do something, there are consequences. Or they do something not good, there are consequences.
Yeah.
Okay? It's important. So, we have natural and logical consequences. Let me start with natural consequences. So, allow children to experience natural consequences of their own actions. Of course, it must be safe and appropriate. So, just ensure that they are safe. Yeah. And I think in the last episode, I mentioned something like if they don't complete their homework, for example. They get a low grade.
Yes.
Then they will realize, next time I must finish
the homework. So
my homework
for me to get
a good grade.
Good grade, yes.
Okay. Yes. If they forget lunch, They'll feel hungry. Next time they'll not forget.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because of the consequences that they are facing.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
If it
Yeah.
is cold and they don't dress up warmly,
Warmly.
they'll feel cold. And next time they'll remember.
Yes.
Okay. And of course, you can go on and on. Another example that we can give is if a child does not complete their assigned chores at home. Yeah. They might not have the clean clothes to wear. Yeah. Or a tidy room to play in, realizing the importance of contributing to household duties.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so they shouldn't neglect chores. Yeah. If they leave toys out and it rains, the toys get destroyed.
Yes.
Next time they will not leave the toys outside. Okay. So that's there are many natural consequences. Then the logical consequences, you can use these logical consequences that are directly related to the behavior to teach responsibility and accountability.
All right.
Okay. So some of the examples we can give here is if a child refuses to clean up their toys, okay, they might lose the privilege to play with them the next day.
Yes.
So you simply tell them, you didn't clean up the toys, so today you not play with them.
Yeah.
Next time they'll clean up.
Because they'll need them tomorrow.
Because they'll need them.
Yeah.
Okay. If a child leaves their clothes scattered around their room, they might have to do an extra chore, such as laundry to make up for it. Yeah. Of course, you don't have older children here. Yeah. Again, if a child neglects their household chores, they might lose some leisure time until the chores are done.
Yeah.
Yeah. You might say, okay, you haven't done this. No TV until you do those chores. So you deny them something that simply teaches them a lesson. Okay, so it's not a punishment which injures them, which introduces fear in them, but it's a punishment that brings in discipline. Remember, we're talking about discipline here. Discipline versus punishment. Okay, so we're trying to separate these things. So here, what you're actually teaching the children is discipline. That, look, you have a responsibility as a child, and as you grow up, you need to take responsibility. So these are some of the things that you can introduce as a parent. Yeah. Just let things happen, and then you say, oh, okay, you didn't do this, so you don't get this. Yeah.
Indeed. Wow. Life is it's a learning curve.
It is a learning curve. Yeah. So So if I can maybe just finish up on this, ensure consequences are immediate and relevant to the behavior to make the connection clear. So children must connect immediately.
Yeah.
Okay, they didn't do this, the consequence is this. Yeah. Or they did this, the consequence is this. So let them connect immediately, because next time, then they will learn that, oh, okay, I shouldn't do this. Yeah. And then, of course, use positive reinforcement to acknowledge and reward good behavior, encouraging repetition of such actions. Yeah. Encourage. They do something good. Oh, great.
Fantastic.
Yes.
You earn yourself this much.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So that's how you can use the consequences effectively to ensure discipline rather than punishment.
Right. And obviously, as we are still looking at the subject matter of using consequences effectively, all right. When we go back to the parenting styles, we have the authoritarian parenting style that you took us through. That mode of parenting always believes in using harsh punishment.
Harsh punishment.
To reprimand certain behaviors.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm.
And obviously, that's a general feel that when I punish my misbehaving child so hard, I'm going to correct
Yes.
that behavior.
And he'll do the right thing
And
now.
you do the right thing. But in your earlier session, in your opening remarks, obviously you've made us understood discipline versus punishment. And I just want us now to zero down on avoiding harsh punishments.
Yeah.
Why is it necessary for parents that have been using this mode of discipline? Why is it necessary for parents to avoid harsh or punitive measures such as physical discipline, yelling, or shaming? What are the potential long-term impacts on the child's emotional well-being and self-esteem?
Okay. First of all, in my opening remarks, I did mention what harsh punishments can lead to, and I specifically talked about fear. Okay?
Yeah.
So avoid harsh punishments because it can lead to fear, and obviously it affects or it impairs the cognitive development of your child's brain. Okay.
Yeah.
The other thing is it leads to aggression. Okay. And also can bring up some emotional issues. You know what you do to a child.
Yeah.
When he grows up, he will come and do exactly the same things to you.
Yes.
I'm talking about aggression here.
Aggression now.
Yes.
The tables will turn.
Tables will turn.
Yeah.
Tables will turn. And the child will be aggressive towards you. You can even fight physically because that is what you introduced into him.
Yes.
And obviously, that time he's a young man. Yeah.
You couldn't fight back.
You cannot fight back. So, is that what you want? I mean, we have seen a lot of aggressive young men in our society.
Yeah.
Emmanuel, is this true?
Very, very true.
Out there.
Yeah.
Very, very true.
Yeah. Like people are aggressive, people are angry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fighting, unnecessary fights and just using unpalatable language.
Yes.
Where is it coming from? From the parents when they were young. So, it is your responsibility as a parent to ensure that you enforce positive discipline rather than meting out harsh punishment.
Yeah.
Then you can also avoid harsh punishments by short timeouts. So you can use short, appropriate age timeouts to allow children to calm down and reflect on their behavior. They do something wrong. Okay, you ask them, okay, sweetheart, 5 minutes out. And as educators should start using this, and I hope they do, rather than punishing a child in a different way. Just 5 minutes out. They begin realizing that, okay, I shouldn't be doing this. So you as a parent, say you are in the TV room and watching together. Watching a program together. And then they do something. You can tell them, okay, Sunny, sweetheart, 5 minutes out. And they go.
Actually, that principle, I can't remember, but I think it was you who was sharing with us.
Yes.
Some form of sport.
Yes.
That uses that principle. Whenever you commit a foul, you are sent out for a few minutes.
It's hockey.
Hockey,
Ice hockey.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. You go out for 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yeah. If it's a major offense, like the fire was really in soccer, you'd have to go out.
Yeah.
You are shown a red card. In hockey, you have to go out 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah, it means it's a major offense that you have committed.
So it takes you out there to go and reflect on your
behavior.
To
go and reflect on your behavior. That's
and then you're given another chance to come back.
Then you are given another chance to come back.
Unlike soccer, you're completely sent off. And then
sent off and never to come back.
You miss 2 or 3 games. 2 games actually after the red card is given. Yeah,
that's a bit too harsh, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So that's harsh punishment.
Anyway,
yeah,
that's soccer.
That's soccer. But I love.
And then
yes. Please. Go,
yeah. Then of course, you focus on behavior, not on the child. Okay, so focus on that mistake that they've made, rather than going for the child himself. Yeah. Okay, so criticize the behavior. Don't criticize the child.
Criticize the behavior.
You are useless.
Don't criticize the child.
No. Okay. But it's the mistake they've committed that you must criticize. Yeah. That way, you are helping the child and you are enforcing discipline. Yes. Because if you focus on the child, then you are meting out punishment.
Yes.
And so that now changes the whole scenario. You are now. You are now introducing into a child fear and other related things.
Okay.
Then also be consistent with the consequences, but avoid severe punishments that may lead to long-term negative effects. So these are some of the ways that you can avoid harsh punishments. I hope that parents out there, you are getting it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Definitely. I'm one of the parents right now.
You're one of the parents.
Yeah.
So these are tips that we are sharing with you.
Yes.
For the good of our society. Remember, always connect dots. Yeah? Don't just leave your thinking at that level. Yeah. Connect it all the way to our economy, to our society, our behavior, and all kinds of. Connect those dots. Because it all starts from there.
Yeah, and you have a bigger picture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A bigger picture. So, and of course, a bigger picture means that, your child, will have a growth mindset.
Yeah.
So they look at the bigger picture. So you also look at a bigger picture. Yeah. When you're dealing with your child, look at a bigger picture.
Yes.
Don't just look at, this is a child. No. Look at the bigger picture. Anything wrong that you are doing there, remember, is affecting the future of that child. And not only that child, but the whole society.
Yes.
I wish everyone can connect these things. Just, connect these things and see how you're affecting.
I believe they will start connecting now with the information that you're sharing with us. Yeah. All right. Indeed, Prof, I think you've shed more light on why parents should avoid harsh or punitive measures such as physical discipline, shouting, yelling, shaming. And talking about shaming, growing up, back in Choma, Southern Province, almost every day, different households, you would hear parents shouting and shaming their children.
Oh, my goodness me.
My
goodness me.
What?
Goodness me.
So, every time, you know that when you commit a mistake, either you're going to be physically beaten, you're going to be yelled at, shouted at, or shamed, just to be called all sorts of names, to be downgraded, to be made worthless.
You know what? I hope that our policy makers, our leaders, can think about this and come up with policies that would prevent such things.
Yeah.
I know that at international level, And I think even at the local level today, we have laws that protect the child.
Yeah.
But you see, these are just laws that are on paper. When it comes to reinforcement, we don't see much of that.
It's another story.
It's another story.
Yeah.
It's another story.
Yeah.
So, because remember that why you as policymakers must take interest in this. This child at some point will take up your position.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you want, when this child takes up your position at that time, he or she must contribute positively
Yes.
to the society.
Indeed.
So connect the dots.
Indeed. Connect the dots. If you want to have long-term positive impact on your child's development. And it's been an exciting conversation, Prof. And usually it's at this point when sometimes I feel like the conversation can go on and on and on. And when I realize from my talking points is that, actually we are nearing the end.
We're nearing the end.
Yeah,
true.
But obviously, as maybe a last piece of conversation on this episode where we're looking at discipline and punishment, let us look at the aspect of modeling respectful behavior. So how is it important for parents out there to model respectful and empathetic behaviors in their interactions? And obviously, looking at it further, how does this influence their own child's behavior and development?
You know, modeling respectful behavior is very, very important because it has an impact on what sort of discipline you impart in the child. Yeah. In fact, first and foremost, lead by example. Okay.
Lead by example.
Lead by example. Okay. So model the behaviors you want to see in your children. For example, respect.
Yeah.
So respect them. And respect, the people around you. Visitors come, you must show respect.
Yeah.
You go out there, you're interacting with other people, show respect. The child is learning. Yeah. And also be patient. And of course, show empathy. The child can only learn from you.
Yes.
So lead by example. Okay?
Yes.
Treat your child and others with respect. I've mentioned that. Demonstrating effective communication and conflict resolution.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is what we call respectful interactions. Apologize when wrong. Yeah. I'm glad you said sorry to your daughter.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. So apologize to your don't think nikamwana chabiaga, why should I apologize?
But the sorry goes a long way.
Sorry goes a long way.
Yeah.
Because if you don't do that, then the child will never apologize when they grow up.
Yes.
Because remember, when they grow up, the brain is no longer elastic.
Yes.
What is in there is what is there.
Yes.
That is what they stick to. It is a fixed mind.
Fixed mind.
Yes. That's what it is. Because that's what they learned when they were small.
Yeah.
Yeah. So show humility. Show humility when you make mistakes.
Okay.
Teaching accountability and respect. Okay. Demonstrate healthy ways to express and manage emotions, helping children to learn to do the same. So, this is how you model, respective behavior. Children, I must repeat, can only learn from you. You are the role model of your children.
Yes.
So, we ask you, all parents out there, seeing us or just listening to us, be the role models of your children. Okay? Do not be authoritarian parents. Rather, be authoritative parents.
Yeah.
Do not discipline your children through punishment. If you think punishment is discipline, no, it's not.
It's not.
Punishment is different from discipline.
It's detrimental, actually.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And I hope that in this episode we have made it clear the difference between discipline and punishment.
Yes.
Yeah, because many people out there think that punishment is discipline.
Yes.
Well, if it is discipline, it is negative discipline.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you want to build a good society, you don't go for negative discipline.
Yes.
Go for positive discipline.
Yes. Thank you, Prof. Thank you so very much, obviously, for taking us through this journey of discipline and punishment. And from what I'm getting on modeling respectful behavior is, as parents, we need to be role models. We need to demonstrate effective examples on demonstrating patience, kindness, empathetic behavior, respect in our daily interactions with our children. I like the point that you had raised earlier on when you said that when a child goes out there, the way they carry themselves, the way they conduct themselves is a true reflection of you, the parent.
Yes.
And so for parents who are watching and listening, would you want your child to go outside there and reflect the negative side of you, or you would want to inculcate a culture of respect, of patience, of kindness, of love, of support, whenever these little humans step out to go and interact with their friends? So the choice is up to us. But if indeed we want to raise a generation of responsible, accountable, kind, and respectful young people, it begins with us.
It begins with you.
Yeah.
That's a very good summary that you have provided.
Thank you very much, Prof.
It begins with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And obviously, Prof, all this has been said. If there is just one message, key takeaway message, that we parents must pick out of this conversation, what would you tell us?
Yes. Parents.
What's your call to action?
Parents. Call to action. Harsh punishment does not pay. It destroys. It destroys. It will destroy your child, and your child will come back and do bad things to you. You don't want that. Remember that raising your child in a good way means you are contributing to the bigger picture of our society. This is your responsibility as parents. Take this seriously. Let your child be disciplined so that he can be an asset to society. It is your responsibility to model your children to become great people. Who does not want their children to be great people? I'm sure all of us want to. So parents, take this seriously. But even beyond parents, those who are our policymakers and in various leadership positions, let us support in appropriate ways parents to bring up their children in a disciplined, positive disciplined manner, that these children will be good people, will be good citizens, and that they will contribute to the growth of our economy.
Yes.
I hope that we are connecting all these dots.
Yes.
It all begins with you, parents, once again. Thank you.
I was almost saying amen, Bishop. Yeah. Thank you very much, Professor, once again, our resident expert in human capital and child development, for gracing us through this conversation on discipline and also punishment, and obviously making us understand the distinct differences between the two modes of shaping the future of our children. And obviously, from our conversation, I think we've looked at how we can promote positive discipline, setting clear expectations, fostering effective communication, using consequences effectively, avoiding harsh punishment, and of course, modeling respectful behavior in our children. It is your responsibility and my responsibility as a parent to ensure that we raise a generation of kind, respectful, humble, accountable, and obviously patient young people who are going to foster positive behavior in society. It's never too late. We can always play round the clock to ensure that we instill positive discipline in our children. This was episode number 4 of season number 2 with our resident expert, Professor Yamba, and we are looking forward to hosting you in our grand finale of season number 2, episode number 5, in our next series. Until next time, goodbye and God bless.
Thank you.